Cycling doesn't have pitches, arenas or stadiums, but if they did, it would be here. The high mountains are the theatres of dreams for cyclists, and it's where some of the most epic battles are fought and rivalries played out.
And the fantastic thing is that anyone can come and ride these climbs. But that certainly doesn't mean that riding an alpine climb should be taken lightly. Here are our tips for making these long, epic climbs that little bit more manageable.
The reason why alpine climbs are so tough is because of the length of the ascent and the time spent at a high intensity, often in excess of an hour. So simply put, you either need to learn to lessen the intensity or to make adaptations to better manage that intensity.
The first thing you'll notice is that these climbs can be pretty steep and they can go on for a relentlessly long time. So you'll need to fit gear ratios that allow you to ride at a pace that you can sustain. For most of us, this means a compact up front with a 34 or 36 and a large cassette, a 27 or bigger if your rear derailleur allowed.
Another more objective way of looking at things is to make the bike you've got lighter. Are you a bit of an accessories freak? Have you still got your lights on? Have you got a pump holder? How much stuff have you got in your saddlebag? If you look at those things, you can actually shave a lot of weight off your bike, making it far lighter for these difficult climbs.
If you do decide to make a purchase, a set of lighter wheels are the best thing that you can buy. You should feel the difference that these make with each pedal stroke. It's not just your bike that needs careful preparation for alpine ascents. You can make your life a lot easier by getting your clothing and your nutrition right too. Weather in the high mountains can be really changeable, but for riding up cols, by far the most testing conditions are heat. Hot weather can make things really tough. In the interest of decency, there are only so many layers of clothing you can take off when you're climbing in hot weather. So try and get a lightweight jersey with a full zip if possible. Take your gloves off at the bottom of climbs, as losing a bit of heat through your hands can really help. Also, don't ride with a hat under your helmet, as this too can impede cooling.
Although not the case today, you need to make sure that you're making sure you cool yourself by a proper hydration. Now, we'd recommend 2 full bottles on your bike for a long climb. Now, that may add a fair bit of weight to your bike, but it means you don't stop, and it means you can constantly top up your fluid levels for the duration of the climb, because in the very hot conditions you can lose up to 2 litres of liquid an hour. You could of course take solid food, but many people find it very uncomfortable and it takes a long time to digest, causing a lot of people upset stomachs. We'd recommend energy gels. They're very easy to eat and swallow, and they're digested and into your system almost immediately, and also far easier than eating a sandwich or a piece of cake, and don't inhibit your breathing. Although my breathing is already inhibited right now just because of the gradient. What about you, Tom?
There's an old phrase in cycling that says that you don't go looking for the effort, you wait for the effort to find you. What this means on a climb is that you want to start at a pace you can maintain. Take the first 10 minutes at what may seem like an easy pace, and then half an hour or so in, this will start to feel more difficult. Riding a long climb at a consistent tempo is by far the most efficient way to do it, which of course means that it's also going to be the fastest.
Don't be tempted to ride like you would on a short, steep climb. On the shorter climbs, you can accelerate on the steep bits and then have time to recover. But on a longer climb, you'll put yourself into the red and possibly not recover. So the best way to tackle the steeper sections of longer climbs is to simply knock it into a lower gear and spin away.
Once you've settled on the perfect intensity for your climb, you might need to employ some psychological tricks to get you up the hill.
i.e., the climb doesn't exist and this is just a piece of false flat. It's Alpe with its 21 hairpins.